Hey lovelies, welcome to Movie Flicks. I'm really excited to tell you about this amazing romantic movie produced by the talented Omoni Oboli and starring our favorite actors, Iyuso Dike and Itola Jones. Breakfast is served. The scene starts with Tade meeting up with the woman to offer her his breakfast services he was contracted for. When I say breakfast, I don't mean food, I mean heartbreak. He said, "Madam, I told you already, you're wasting your time. He's probably blocked you on all platforms by now." She replied, "So T wants to break up with you and he sent you and you came?" When Tade asked to take his leave, but the lady broke bottles and wanted to smash him with it. Victor asked Tade why he is still in the house, and both laughed about yesterday incidents when the lady almost smashed his head with a broken bottle. Tade was surprised that the babe she cheats but was still expecting proposal on top. Tade said, "Bro, my life flashed before my eyes." Victor said, "You might have started heartbreaking as a full-time job." Tade laughed about it and called his new business of Heartbreak Breakfast is Served. Tade got a call and left to meet up with Jimmy, who was crying as he was contracting Tade to deliver his breakfast on his behalf. Jimmy said, "It breaks my heart to do this. I'm not sure I can. Princess deserves better." But Tade, being so sure, he promised to deliver no matter what and advised Jimmy to stop being emotional and list at least 2 negative factors that he can use as a yardstick to break up with her on his behalf. Apparently Jimmy was breaking up with Jessica because he felt inadequate. Because he couldn't provide enough for Princess. That's okay, that's what I'm. Tade, refusing to hear anything positive about any woman, asked him to block Princess on all social media platform. He took the phone from him and blocked Princess. And asked him to say goodbye to Princess for 3 times. Tade met in Princess' house and told her Jimmy asked him to be there. "I'm guessing you've been trying to call Jimmy's number and it's not going through," Tade said, and she replied, "Yes, I'm his girlfriend. Jimmy sent me here to break up with. He thinks the relationship is no longer working for him and you should." She didn't believe until he stated that Jimmy stated, "You snore and you are bad at cooking." Victor had a call from Jessica and told her he is finally over with her, and Tade laughed and asked him to allow him serve that breakfast for him ASAP so he can refer his friends to him. We see Faye rushing to console her friend. "Princess, I came as soon as you called. Are you okay? What happened? Like, I thought it was a prank. Why would you just break up with you out of the blue?" Princess replied, "7 years that I've invested in this relationship. What do I have to show for it? And the bad things he said to me." Faye said she can't believe this need to speak to Jimmy herself until she found out she was also blocked everywhere. Tade tells his friend he is going to write a book on how to make a girl cry and advocate for men, because most times women are always backed as opposed to men who also go through same ordeal, and advised him to heal from his past and stop dragging people with him. Princess has packed her things and ready to move from the city to another place so she can heal faster, but her friend Faye advised her against that, but she didn't change her mind. Tade was saved by Faye at one time where that crazy lady who wanted to break bottles on his head faked a theft case which attracted angry mobs to him. At that moment his world came crashing down. Until Angel Faye came to his rescue. Now what a small world. They both met once again at a mall coincidentally as Tade was about to deliver his heartbreaking gig. And surprisingly that lady was Faye. He then quickly rushed out to tell Victor to text Faye her breakfast on his behalf. As they were both chatting, Faye received a text but acted normal as if nothing happened. She then ordered for some food and drinks, and to Tade's surprise the lady acted normal as if nothing has taken place. This made Tade curious and decided to break the hardcore girl and penetrate right into her, because according to him hard to get girls are his spec. But Victor advised him to desist from that since he cannot judge a book by its cover. The next day Tade called Faye, but she claimed she was busy and he kept trying till finally he was able to stalk her at her usual place of jogging. Faye was quite surprised, but they both jogged together and next thing she invited him to her place for dinner. When Tade went there, the dinner wasn't that delicious, but knowing his end game, he pretended to like the food. After some few days, due to the kind gesture Tade was displaying, she became quite suspicious about Tade, Mr. Nice Guy syndrome, and asked him to be real because he was doing too much. The both laughed about the dinner and how tasteless it was, and they became good friends. We see Tade telling his friend that he is not a good match for Faye because he is not an honest person, seeing how true Faye is and that he wants to end things with her before it becomes worse. Princess informed Faye that he found Jimmy and that he has explained things to her, and so they are now back together. Faye didn't take this news lightly, and Tade advised her to listen to her friend objectively. They both talked about the issue and they ended up kissing. Faye was very happy to introduce her newfound love to her friend Princess. As she was about to introduce him, boom, Tade appeared, both her and the boyfriend. Jimmy pounced on Tade and called him a bloody amateur heartbreaker. Faye couldn't understand and asked for explanation till she got the shock of her life. Apparently her lover boy was professional heartbreaker, and so she inquired to find out what exactly his plan was. Victor and Tade are not in good terms because Victor found out about the hurtful things Tade said to her girl that caused their final breakup. They both lived in the house as strangers. Tade tried to explain to Faye about the issue, but she insisted that those explanations don't matter since he is a professional liar who lies for a living. Tade called Jessica on behalf of Victor to fix their issue, and Victor now forgave him and advised him to push further to win his woman. Princess walked into Faye's room to plead with her to take Tade back since he has regretted his actions, but she ignored. Tade finally has to block Faye whilst she was jogging, and both made up and as they confessed their love for each other. We see in another scene where Jimmy planned a surprise proposal for his fiancée and invited Tade and Faye. Tade and Faye are in the hall making out and confessing their love for each other, and the end. Guys, what is your take on this movie? Let me know in the comment section.